Gamers and cheating go together like spaghetti and meatballs. But what happens when the top gamer in a certain area, the pinnacle of what is achievable by humans, someone really looked up to by the community, is outed for being a massive cheater? All of their rewards get called into question. Gamers and cheating, name a better combination. One of the biggest gamers in the Geometry Dash community has been scamming and cheating.
One of the best Geometry Dash players of all time has just been exposed for hacking nearly all of their levels. This player won an award for being the best player of the year in 2022. This player was celebrated for—
You can win an award for being the best Geometry Dash player? Dude, I mean, it can't be that hard. All right, you know what? We're gonna give it a go. Geometry Dash. Here we go, baby. All right, here we go. So Geometry, sorry, it can't be that. Hold on. I'm gonna focus this time. I'm gonna focus, okay? Dude, okay, so, dude, one more time. Okay, never mind. This game's hard. Sorry.
verifying the hardest level of Geometry Dash at the time, and continuing on to be every single level on the demon list, making them an official GD legend. But it was all a lie.
It was all a lie.
Let's talk about Space UK, the now
Oh
former
no, he's
#1
British! No, another L for the UK. Unfortunately, so sad. Hate it when the UK takes L's. I mean, we took a massive L when we lost our empire. In fact, colonizing all those countries, that's a big L as well. We took an L when we let the Americans make mac and cheese. That sucks. We're now taking constant L's as people make fun of our accents all the time. And now, in probably the biggest L taking in British history, one of our members is outed as a Geometry Dash cheater, which is just, it never stops, guys.
Space UK began playing Geometry Dash in April of 2020, which is a pretty short period of time compared to most other top players who have been playing for upwards of 8 years.
8 years? I didn't know the game has been out for that long. This is ridiculous, by the way. I just struggled to do, like, some spikes. And what am I looking at here?
That demon being Decode, a really popular easy demon many players complete early on. Now,
okay, easy demon. I imagine that's a really, really hard difficulty because easy demon sounds just like it's being sarcastic. And if this is coming from British players, that's the peak sarcasm. It's gotta be really hard.
What his second demon was. Probably the Nightmare or the Lightning Road, right?
Oh yeah, probably.
His second demon—
I've never played Geometry Dash before in my life, so I've heard that this is a very user-friendly video. But also, to give context to this, the guy was the most dominant player on the top of the leaderboards for a long time. The only player in history to win the annual community award, which apparently there is for Geometry Dash, for best player, not only twice, but consecutively. And it was all a lie. He took fame and ad revenue from top players for 2 years, and nobody knew about his scamming and his cheating until now.
Demon was freaking Windy Landscape, an insane demon. And right after that, he got a quote-unquote 77% fail on Cataclysm.
77, I'm done.
And if none of that was crazy enough for you, his 4th ever demon completion was a level called Wazaretta.
I beat it, yes.
This was a top 20 extreme demon at the time, meaning this guy literally beat one of the hardest demons ever after playing for like 2 months.
Okay, that's kind of crazy. If I'd been playing something for 2 months, I'd still be absolutely useless at it. I've been playing Valorant for about a few weeks now. I've played some games, and I still struggle to see the head. I still struggle to shoot in the general direction of my enemies, and I always fat finger on the abilities, so I press about 3 buttons at once when I'm trying to get my abilities out, and my character does this while he, like, equips everything and then de-equips everything, and then I get shot in the head. So 2 months of playing a game is not good enough for you to get absolutely god-tier top of the leaderboards with.
And for his 5th ever demon, he beat the Golden, which was the absolute hardest demon at the time. This obviously sounds
second
too good
hardest
to be true, but the thing is, there was no proof any of it was hacked at the time. He was seen as a prodigy just beginning his reign as the best player ever. He would go on to beat
possible, right?
demons as if they were nothing for the months to come. A pretty funny moment in his career is
What am I looking at? Geometry Dash is insane!
when he beat Bloodbath in just 600 attempts. Bro, can't let go.
Dude, just 600 attempts? Pfft, that's nothing. I played Elden Ring 1,000 times and I haven't beaten the first boss.
600 attempts to beat. His most notable accomplishment would be him verifying Slaughterhouse, Geometry Dash's brand new hardest demon at the time.
Dude, what is this?
Fucking react, otherwise I'm gonna cough so much.
This would be the level to finally
Just think of the gameplay that I just showed you when I played and compare it to this.
Overtake Tartarus as the top 1 extreme demon. And at this point, Tartarus was the hardest extreme demon for over a year before Slaughterhouse came out. As time went on, he eventually managed to beat every single level on the demon list. An absolutely incredible accomplishment. This solidified him as a Geometry Dash legend, gaining the entire community's respect.
So if I was going to put this in Mario terms, this would be like having the speedrun world record for Mario and every single game at the same time, is what we're trying to get at here?
Perhaps I should say liquefied, because this would all melt down on April 25th of 2023.
He's going to get exposed.
Who verified Silent Clubstep, among other things, uploaded an exposal video on Space UK. This video pointed out that a lot of clicks in his hardest completions were either slightly early or slightly delayed for some reason compared to the video. But the most noteworthy point Paco made
the
is
audio?
that you can hear a second click in most of his completions if you listen very closely.
Okay.
This second click is theorized to be him activating.
Yeah, I did hear that actually, yeah. I was gonna say that maybe a delay in clicks could be because of the recording software, because there is a delay sometimes between my face cam and the audio coming from my mic, because there is a little bit of a delay coming from the camera, right? So I was like, okay, maybe the delay is just from the microphone itself and not from the actual game. But you could hear the right click there. I could definitely hear it.
That completes the rest of the level for him. This technology is used by some Geometry Dash YouTubers to easily showcase levels that are too hard to actually beat.
He gets a bot to play the rest of the game for him? No, that's like tool-assisted speedrunning. You can't do that. That's not legit.
People can just watch the levels. But Space had a different idea in mind, using one of the bots called ZBot that also added fake clicks over the click patterns in the level. This hacking method is comically simple. It was really hiding in plain sight.
Wait, he has a bot do it, but the bot makes click sounds, so it sounds like he's actually clicking. Wow. I mean, it's super simple, but it's actually like kind of smart, right?
Space was doing this because it was such an outdated and quite frankly silly method of hacking. After this video exposing him came out, Space UK took to Twitter and confessed to hacking many recent extreme demons just because he was quote unquote bored. The most notable—
What? Okay, that's a crazy reason to hack. Dude, he immediately exposed himself. He came clean frame one. He's like, yeah, no, dude, I cheated. I'll do it again because I'm bored.
Many recent extreme demons just because he was quote unquote bored. The most notable level being Acheron, the currently hardest extreme demon.
Dude, imagine if I played like Emerald Kaizo. You remember the peak of Emerald Kaizo popularity? Wolfie's playing it. Pokemon Challenges is playing it. Imagine I come on and I just like run one, absolutely spank everyone's ass. I go up to Steven and slap him up like the little bitch he is. I'm like, yeah, dude, I killed it. I'm so good. Everyone's like, damn, Pat, you're such a good gamer. That was really incredible. It was really impressive of you to do that. And then I turn around, I get exposed for cheating because I gave all of my Pokemon 7 billion EVs. They all have insane stats, and I'm like, yeah, just did it because I was bored. That's right. It's like the Giga Chad response. Yeah, I cheated. I was bored.
Space UK hacked Acheron to become the first victor, stealing that title from all the other players trying to complete it first. Now that he's been exposed, this makes Doggy the first victor by default. Good job, Doggy.
Great name, by the way. Awesome, Doggy. Congratulations. The worst thing about this is that it just completely buggers over every single other person trying to get this record, because they now have to try and beat a bot record, which tool-assisted speedrunning is like the peak of human comprehension. It's like no human can play better than a bot executing everything framed perfectly. And everyone else that's trying to run this game or play this game competitively or trying to be really good at this game now has to try and beat a bot? That's not even fair, man.
Everybody was very surprised at first, but we all thought it was kind of funny. One of the best players ever just wanted to troll us, and he succeeded. Yeah, no, it got worse. Upon further investigation, the Demon List team discovered that just about every extreme demon Space has ever completed was hacked, and it was all due to 64 pixels. Let me explain.
64 pixels?
I mentioned earlier that it was suspected Space UK was activating a bot early on in his completions to beat the rest of the level for him. Well, the bot he was using was confirmed to be ZBot, and little did we know that the developer of ZBot added a little Easter egg in the textures for this bot. The level complete screen you get after beating a level is slightly altered when you use ZBot. The text that says level complete in normal Geometry Dash is 1004 pixels wide, but when using ZBot, that text shrinks down to 940 pixels.
What? Why? That's such a weird thing for a bot to include. That doesn't even make any difference to the game whatsoever. Is it just so that people can find out who's using a bot and that it's very verifiably easy to find out? I guess. But you could also just use video editing to make it bigger. If you were decent enough at After Effects or you're decent enough in editing in Premiere, you could go and just resize it back up again. If you were good enough and you had it well enough, then you could totally get away with this.
This little detail may have been added so that people could detect hackers, but unfortunately most people forgot about this and nobody even bothered checking Space UK's records until now. So we now know that Space UK is the biggest fraud in Geometry Dash history.
That's crazy. The answer to him cheating every single run was in front of everyone the whole time that no one knew about until now.
All thanks to a 64 pixel difference in his level completion screens. Isn't that just golden? This means that Space UK never actually verified Slaughterhouse, the extreme demon that set off a new era of difficulty. This means he wasn't the first victor of Acheron. This means he stole countless titles from first victors and stole the #1 spot on the Demon List yearboard for over a year.
No, you stole it from a Canadian? That's not okay. Seriously. We don't claim Space UK anymore. If you steal things from Canadians, you're just morally in the wrong no matter what it is. That's messed up.
This means he earned thousands of dollars from lies. This means he tainted Geometry Dash history for the past 2.5 years. This game will never be the same as a result of Space UK. But I have one thing to add. As far as we know, his initial huge difficulty jumps, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, were all real. Yeah,
what?
About that. Space UK just confessed to also hacking the Golden. He
I like how every single time it's like, oh, well, he actually did this. Nope, he cheated it. Everything he's done. We can't take anything that this guy has done as legit. Surely you can't be at any point in this video be like, well, at least like you can't play devil's advocate. There's no two sides. Everything is a cheat. Everything's a scam.
But on his completion attempt, he accidentally activated no clip but thought he still beat the level. It took him about 20 minutes to realize he had no clip on, but he submitted the record anyways just to see what would happen, and surprisingly to him, the Demon List team did not notice and his record was accepted. I have
Who is analyzing these runs? We need to get a new run analyzing team for Geometry Dash. They're allowing God mode. You can activate no clip and just phase through the level and people are like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good run you got there. Congratulations, sir. Oh, you just fell through the floor into the abyss, into hell itself, and met with a devil. That's a pretty good run you got there.
I have no idea how something so big and glaringly obvious could fly under the Demon List nose like that. Space confirmed that Kinos is his true hardest legitimate completion, which is still impressive, but does not make up for any of the lies in any way. But it is true he beat Windy Landscape as a jump from Decode, and he beat Wazaretta as a jump from Windy Landscape. This means that Space really was an incredibly talented player, but
why would you take anything that he says as legitimate? You're like, I cheated on like 20 maps, didn't tell anyone, submitted them anyway, didn't tell anyone afterwards. But this record, that one's real, I promise. Like you just strike his name from the leaderboards. You just get rid of him
also
at that
a really
point.
Good cheater. Him being a good player masked his cheating so that nobody would ever notice. Geometry Dash YouTuber FNM04 literally went to Space UK's house and watched him play Extreme Demons with his own 2 eyes. Everybody thought that it was impossible for him to be a cheater, but you know what they say. You rather die a hero or live long enough to become a villain.
Oh, that's Pokemon music. Let's go.
Space UK has been exposed as a hacker. This means that Slaughterhouse was technically a hacked top 1 for its early life, until Doggy became the first victor.
Let's go, Doggy! Okay, you know what? As long as someone called Doggy is taking the top spot now, I think that there is a good ending to this after all.
Doggy the verifier, technically, which is funny, because Doggy was originally supposed to verify before it was given to Space UK. Doggy made a response video to this saying he's kinda glad it happened, because Slaughterhouse is a level he feels very attached to, and was disappointed.
Not being in the Geometry Dash community, I am trying to like cling on to as much as I can and decipher what's going on. I don't know a lot of the terminology like verifying something. I assume that verifying something means that it can be beaten, and verifying a level means that you're the first person to beat the level, verifying that it can actually be done, or it can be done within a certain time. I don't know 100%. I was right. So basically verifying is when someone sends you their level and you complete the level and upload it under their account. Right, so that makes sense. You're just verifying that it can be beaten and that it's legit.
He didn't get to verify it originally. Another very interesting thing to note is that this exposal may have never happened if it weren't for a player named MSG, who was exposed about a week earlier.
Side note, MSG is great in food. Don't be scared of MSG. Put it in your food. It makes it taste really good. Crisps have MSG in them anyway. Don't be scared of MSG. It's delicious.
For hacking Silent Clubstep. He claims to have beaten Silent Clubstep as his 5th ever Extreme Demon, which originally was accepted by everybody because there was no proof of hacks. But then a Demon List mod noticed one of his clicks made no sense at all, which made his entire legacy crumble down as he was exposed for hacking Silent Clubstep. This led the Demon List moderators into looking at other submissions for top Extreme Demons, which included Space UK's entries. They noticed some things were wrong, so he was banned, but then he was unbanned because they couldn't find strong enough evidence. And then he was banned again! This time permanently, as all the information
Did they
about
find the
replays,
evidence?
and especially the Z-bot end screen came out. It took a hacker to find a hacker. Shout out MSG.
That's so funny that he got done in by a bot using its pixel lowering capabilities.
Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to comment what you think about all this.
That's hilarious. But once again, we do not claim that man. Also, this video was really good and comprehensive, and I enjoyed it a lot. If you want me to react to a video, leave it in my Discord server.